So another thing is just processing all the results we got. There's a lot of data which is useful in this processing, and then expanding it. Right now, with only working with prose, for example. But say society of words, this kind of poetry also can be even more interesting in poetry.
I have a question. Is it from one translation the so few Russian words for colors and so many English words for colors?
That's just as I said, this is work in progress. I was trying to make an exhaustive list of colors, because I mean the only other way I can think of to look for colors is to read the novel and just underline it. If you have 20 novels, it's not that difficult. That's easy. So it helps to have lemmas, so at least we don't have to worry about pieces. But I just I use WordNet, so color all the words that were there, and made a list, and I enriched that list with just lists of colors I could find online. So this is just trying to create a list of colors as exhaustive as possible, and then from that list we'll look what occurs in the
So it's not from one text by Nabokov where
No.
he
No.
used...
It's superset. It's
The list
superset all over.
Yeah.
but then the small
But
list,
superposition actually highlights Nabokov.
yes. But then
Yes.
I gave a smaller list of weighted colors. Then of that list, the things that were found and that were important, that had a lot of connections, then I gave a second list on the second slide.
But it's another, let us say, another difficulty or another problem which will
Challenge.
arise with yes with the time or is let us say in pictures. So all these guys you were working about, they're living in the context of visual arts and cinema and pictures, and all these images are flying through their minds while they are writing. That's why it would be really extremely interesting how to formalize the language of pictures supporting your verbal context and the analysis of the verbal context.
Yeah,
So that is a question, like how do you exactly mean? Like what I have in my mind, and what I was thinking is basically kind of trying to extract the topics, but one thing trying to extract the topic for particular, like either paragraph basically, so try to extract what is the most important keywords which are kind of maybe picture of that paragraph, or basically trying to describe what could be like, which words are most likely to be pictured. So did you have like another thought?
I can give you an example. Text. There is a poem by Khodasevich, also in Berlin, the same time, and he says it's about a tram, and he says, а там за толстым и огромным, отполированным стеклом. Да, как бы в аквариуме темном, в аквариуме голубом, and so on. And then we have aquarium. We have the colors of the windows of the glass of this aquarium. And even the word aquarium it's interesting because there is the first Berlin tram has the title aquarium. It was already written because it was a station aquarium in Berlin. So it is he's not just creating the picture of aquarium in his, but it's written there. It's written on the tram. There is a tram line going from aquarium to some other place in Berlin. So we do have not only a picture, but we do have an object, so to say, a thing of this.
And that is actually not existing, but actually is existing as a metaphor, as a symbol.
Yes, and he is then, so he is recuperating this picture back to the analysis of tram and so on. And again, this отрубленную неживую седую by the end. So, and there are many, the same thing with Nabokov's prose, because he is very attentive, thinking about his entomology and watching objects close to his eyes, watching pictures
I'm
And,
thinking how to actually do this.
I mean, that is another. That is another.
If there was
another code, another language, so to say.
Well, I guess you would have to have some kind of an external dictionary that, if that exists and how important you use it, that would rank words according to how abstract they are.
Yeah.
For example, or rank nouns. That would be like a first indication.
No, this is like definitely is kind of getting toward more understanding of text. So basically, trying to understand the meaning behind the text and see which part of that text is sentence word is outstanding. And there are like basic tools that are trying to understand, trying to develop a network of topics existing, recognized in the context. So that could work. But then also like it could be like a half supported manually. So basically you can get some hints and then see how this is developed. Same as we did already before. Like I said, we recognize something or we get a hint. Okay, aquarium is interesting. In the poem, there is not that much work because you can manually analyze it like a close reading. But in distance reading, then actually you can give some hints in that way. Say, hey, this is actually interesting. Let's see, is there really something about it in the note? Can we actually claim some kind of a shift?
Or is it, say, an unusually high proportion of language to do with sea or fish?
Mm-hmm.
But if you know something important, you can then look for something.
But then actually, sorry. But also, like interesting thing, I was on a like a week ago. I was in Oslo on talk. I actually forgot because it was just like we just ran out in that talk. But anyway, professor he was talking about images in poetry and images in style writing. He addressed because it was Ibsen festival week, of course. There, so he was addressing Ibsen, and he was basically saying how images created on this, before presenting the particular scene, he had images, so he had like images that kind of metaphoric images that are guiding that particular part of play, and that actually gave him an amazing power of basically harmonizing everything together, and that actually would be really interesting to see, which kind of bring us again to the interesting part regarding different styles of writing, different types, like categories. If you have like a novel play, for example, it's very interesting because we have categories there. Who is saying what? And then in that context, we can really play with the correlation between characters, propagation over time, and how they
the voice
will.
of a particular character in the play, for example.
What you developed is so mighty tool. You can move it in different.
It is kind of interpretative thing. We can direct it in any way we want, and every iteration we create a new, more like a puzzle that we can use in our tool set. That is basically the idea actually, and which give us like a power of reusing and getting faster response.
Yeah, because the original idea was that I have a project. I wanted to create something that would help me count certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started working together, we realized that we can do something better than that. We can do something that ultimately can serve other people also to do their research.
Yeah, and it's very close to that other people can use it actually with this interactive visual.
Maybe another year of work or something, and it will be.
And we got also like a support. We got support for Digital Humanities Center in Belgrade to support this project, and there is that Daria. This is like digitization and digital humanities organization, like something like from under the United Nations for like Europe, basically support. And there is a branch in Serbia which will hopefully get some fundings to just really develop this thing, and then actually that will be really much better. But we have like this different kind of things. Okay, let's see, let's try to visualize. Let's see how that play, for example, is interacting, how they're interacting between each other actors, and how like their emotions or like a style of expression is changing in particular moments. Something horrible happened. Like I know, like in my case, in Serbian plays. That someone described, okay, you'll be Ministry of Culture, something you will not be, okay, this is a critical moment. Can we see like how expression of that character changed before that critical moment or after? Can we notice that he's more like a convincing now, more authoritative, and then he loses his authority later? How other actors actually are acting or interfering his emotions or state, and then actually, which is much easier in a play, but then actually come to much more exciting thing that we have a play like Anna Karenina, and then see how Vronsky is interacting on Anna.
No.
Yeah, novel. Yeah, no, from play switch to novel. Yeah, and then see when there's like a much more continuous thing. But okay, let's have something like we have here. We have here, okay, some correlation. Let's see which part of text is it, which is responsible Anya for, which part is responsible Vronsky, and then see, okay, this part is his, this part is her. So how they're interacting together, and then see the big, nice network talking about their relationship and changes over time, for example.
Yeah, and of course, you can also use it beyond literary text. Like, say, I was thinking when you talk about the culture, I mean, because this is media communication department. Yeah, you can have corpora of speeches, you can have corpora of media text. I mean, this is a tool for analyzing style.
They use it. They use like a sentimental analysis, very much using media for analyzing like commands and see like what is the expression in attachments for products.
If you want, say for example, if I were in the media communication department, I may attempt, for example, to make a corpus of say articles about the war in Ukraine, Russian versus English, and you can create these networks and you can see how the language changes, what are the key terms, sort of things.
Yeah, exactly.
And
even like really introducing a real social network in this case, not just like a network theory, but social network theory. Okay, now we have actors, and then we have actor which is aggressive. Does aggressive actors behave more like more actively? Are they spreading more? Are they addressing particular topics, or like maybe positive, or just more like a fluffy, touching everything ever, and then kind of trying to create social patterns through linguistic analysis of social structures in the web or forums, etc. And that is like much more complex.
So it's basically a question of what is the corpus? Is the corpus there? And then what do you want to...
And which is actually modeled behind that corpus that we can basically model and then claim. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Questions, comments?
Yes. The audience is
silent, which means it's approving.
approving. Thank you so much. It's great. But it's good that we could make film it.
Yeah.
Yes.